Hello again, my name is Jason, and I'm going to be talking about Dragonsbane by Barbara Hambly. I am a big fan of dragons, have been since I was basically introduced to them. Anyway, saw this book, decided to get it. So the main plot is that this young man, his name is Gareth. He rides into the North Country because living in the North is a man named John Aberson. And John Aberson is the only man in history who has been able to kill a dragon. And they have a problem with the dragon in the kingdom. And so he goes, John happens to be one of the lieges, Thane, something like that. I forget his exact title, but he is beholden to the king of the realm. And Gareth rides then to seek his help in destroying this dragon that is plaguing the kingdom. John lives in the north, and he lives with sort of, well, there's a witch. Her name is Jenny Waynest, and Jenny is John's mistress. They don't live together because Jenny is a witch, and she prefers to live apart so she can study her magic. But she is romantically attached to John and has given him 2 children. So anyway, this young man comes and pleads with them to come and deal with this dragon. Because, as I said, John is the only person in history who's ever been able to kill a dragon. So John decides that if he can get certain concessions from the king, that he will indeed attempt to kill this dragon. Up in the north, the roads aren't that great. There's a lot of bandits. In fact, on the journey down to confront the dragon, they are indeed attacked. Excuse me, and they have to go. They have to go through some bandit country in order to get even to the capital. So the idea is that he gets this help from the king to suppress the bandits, improve the conditions of the of his part of the land, and he will come and work on the dragon problem. So he goes with Jenny, and because Jenny feels that he needs the protection of her magic, and it's not. It's a dragon. He can use all the help he can get. So Jenny, Garth, and John then travel to the main capital to see the king. Turns out that Gareth isn't just some noble who's come seeking help. He actually is the prince. His father has come under the control of Zairn. And if you don't pronounce them this way, what do I care? Zairn is a sorceress herself. Sorceress, witch, whatever. Jenny is not as powerful as she is. Zairn is very much more powerful. And the king is, and even a lot of the court themselves are kind of spellbound to her. And anyway, she's the one that keeps putting them off. They want to see the king, but the king won't see them because of her recommendation to not see them. Now, it turns out that the dragon isn't just affecting the kingdom. Obviously, having a dragon in the middle of your kingdom is a problem, but there is a gnome city, and in this case, you can think of dwarves. They live underground in mines and stuff. Yeah, they don't have necessarily beards, but anyway, Zairn, for some reason, she doesn't want them to fight the dragon, and there's really no good reason why they shouldn't go fight the dragon. I mean, obviously, if you have someone who has killed a dragon, has direct experience with killing a dragon, maybe, just maybe, he can kill the dragon that's currently a thorn in your side. But she won't let them have access to the king. She won't let them continue their mission. So, obviously, when you come into contact with this, you find, yourself thinking, obviously, there's something more going on here. So they defy the king and his mistress, and I mean, she's not the queen. She's not Gareth's mother. She's just the sorceress who happens to have a lot of power and who is exerting it on behalf of herself. And they go off to fight the dragon. Now, the dragon is Morkaleb the Black. And Morkaleb the Black, as I recall from the descriptions in the book, the less color a dragon has, the older the dragon is and the more powerful it is. So the dragon that John killed, he admits that it was not a very powerful or old dragon. It was a young dragon. I don't remember what color it was off the top of my head, but Morkaleb the Black is like the most powerful, the strongest dragon, because he is Morkaleb the Black. Obviously, at this point in the narrative, you start to get more familiar with, I shouldn't say more familiar, more things start being uncovered. So you start seeing more of what may be going on in this particular story. Why is Ziarn so concerned that they don't go to kill the dragon? Why is it that she seems to be protecting it to keep, obviously there's some reason why she is it seems, is doing what she can to protect the dragon, which doesn't make any sense because the king has already sent people out to kill the dragon, and they were themselves killed. But the first real credible threat to the dragon, she keeps trying to stop it. I did like this book. There's some convolutions in it that were a little bit off. Some twists and things. Ziarn is a good villain. She is manipulative and powerful. I mean, she doesn't necessarily have to be manipulative. She has the power to back up her manipulations, but she keeps everything behind the scenes and things, and keeps things close to her chest, but she is still cruel and manipulative. She loves to have people wrapped around her finger. John and Jenny are interesting. There's obvious affection between the two, but still Jenny seems obsessed with her magic and becoming more powerful, even though she realizes that having an attachment to John and her children means that she will never achieve that goal, and maybe this is just my take on it, but it didn't seem very well explained to me why Jenny couldn't become a more powerful witch with these attachments. It's not like, with that she couldn't study her magic and be a mom? I don't know. Maybe I just missed the significance of what that meant. I don't know. Anyway, John is not your typical hero. He is a strong individual and things, but he's very much a thinker. He doesn't just want to kill the dragon. He wants to come out of this alive. So he's willing to not just charge into it directly and try to kill it, as with many meatheads, as some heroes tend to be, but he's willing develop tactics to try to get around the dragon's obvious advantages in combat. Gareth is a bit like John in many respects. He is a young man and everything, but he doesn't necessarily look up to strength. He looks up to physical strength anyway. He does look up to strength of character, to someone who will do what's right when push comes to shove, kind of thing. So I did like Dragonsbane. There are, like I said, some convolutions that to me just didn't make sense, and there were just some things about the book, minor plot points that to me were nonsense. Anyway, it's an interesting read. There are some interesting developments at the end of the book. I will not spoil those for you. If you want to, you can spoil them for yourselves. But yeah, if you get a chance, you should read it. As always, like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks, and enjoy what you're reading.